My name is Alexandra Wysocki, and I have the pleasure of being the director of the Fitchburg State University Police Academy. On behalf of Fitchburg State University, I would like to welcome you to the 7th ROC graduation. If you are able, at this time, please stand to welcome the 10 graduates of the 7th ROC. Please remain standing as Julia Ciccolini, Fitchburg State University class of 2025, sings the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Julia.
Right on. Focus.
At this time, I would like to invite Dr. David Weiss, minister with the Universal Life Church, for the invocation.
Let us pray. Supreme Architect of the universe, we're eternally grateful that you make all things work together for the good of those who are called according to your purpose. Today we lift up these 10 police recruits who are graduating. Bless and protect them, and use their work for the good of their communities in which they serve. May they serve with integrity as just and fair guardians of their communities. Supply them with the grace and the empathy and the compassion they need for everything that lies before them. We pray also for their success and prosperity, and that you protect them from all dangers and harm when they are called upon to respond as highly trained and professional warriors for the sake and safety of their communities. Give them endurance in their work and encouragement that their service is vital for the safety of their communities. Provide them with strength, courage, and perseverance to endure the unjust condemnation, danger, and abuse to which they may at times be subjected, and unite them safely with their families after duty has ended. All this we humbly ask. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Weiss. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to introduce the guests seated to my left. Dr. Donna Hodge, President of Fitchburg State University, State Representative Kushmerek of the 3rd Worcester District, Andrea Nardone, Chief of Training for the Municipal Police Training Committee, Mayor of Fitchburg, Sam Squalena, Dr. Patricia Marshall, who could not be here today, sends her regards to the 7th ROC, Dr. Franca Baricelli, Associate Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Sarah Levine, Dean of College of Arts and Science, Chief Michael Cloutier of the Fitchburg State University Police Department, Dr. David Weiss, Criminal Justice Graduate Chair, Dr. Michael McCutcheons, Criminal Justice Academic Coordinator, Lieutenant Andrew LaMarche of the Fitchburg State University Police Department. Fitchburg State University Police Academy is a culmination of a vision to train officers in a rigorous academic and physically demanding environment. Only made possible because of the partnership between Fitchburg State University and the Municipal Police Training Committee. Seated behind the recruits are the Fitchburg State University Police Academy staff instructors. Try saying that 10 times twice. This team of officers of all ranks and from communities of all sizes have worked tirelessly to be here training the recruits. Staff instructors are police officers first, who feel called to teach and mentor, and do so in addition to their department and family responsibilities. On behalf of the recruits and all of us, thank you to the staff instructors for your tireless dedication to the program. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce the staff, starting with our lead staff instructor, Detective Sergeant Daniel Lamoureux of the Auburn Police Department, Lieutenant John Boucher of the Ashburnham Police Department, Retired Chief Dana Cooley of the Petersham Police Department, Sergeant Jeff Giles of the Townsend Police Department, Officer Tim Miner of the Harvard Police Department, and Officer Elizabeth Unitas of the Athol Police Department. In addition, we also have physical training instructors, or PT. PT is an intrinsic part of the police academy, training recruits for physical well-being and mental stress management. In addition to Eric Bailey, who has worked with police academy recruits for approximately 20 years, we also have the privilege of 2 exercise and sports science professors from Fitchburg State University working as PT instructors with the recruits, Dr. Jessica Aslip and Dr. Lindsay Parisi. I would also like to recognize Officer Jared Richard of the Littleton Police Department, who joined our PT staff this year. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Fitchburg State University's president, Dr. Donna Hodge, for the welcome.
Thank you, Director Wysocki. And a very good morning to our graduates and our guests. On behalf of the entire Fitchburg State community, I am incredibly honored to welcome you to our campus for today's celebration of student achievement. The program whose graduates we recognize today is a remarkable example of the work public colleges and universities can do when smart, motivated people get together to find innovative solutions to the challenges of the day. In this case, there was a recognition that a new model for police training would be a worthwhile experiment, one that bridged the worlds of academic inquiry and tactical training. The outcome of those visionary discussions is before us here today, and our communities will be stronger and safer because of it. Today, we celebrate 10 exceptional graduates who have excelled in challenging course study, met exacting standards of conduct, and persevered through a demanding 17-week academy that pushed them to their limits. This morning, they officially become police officers, and I know we have the police chiefs in the room anxious for them to report to work. To the departments who have already hired these men and women, I say congratulations. To the families of these new officers, I say thank you for the roles that you played in fostering their passion to serve community. And to our graduates, we are so very, very proud of what you have achieved, and we are so grateful to call you graduates of Fitchburg State University. Be well, stay safe, and keep setting incredible goals for yourself, because today you have proven that you can achieve them. Congratulations to everyone.
Thank you, President Hodge. And now I would like to invite Representative Kushmarek to offer a few remarks.
Thank you, Director Wysocki, President Hodge. I am absolutely delighted and humbled to share the stage with this incredible group of individuals who have devoted their career calling to serving their communities and serving the public good in the name of public safety. As a former city councilor for 8 years, I got to see the incredible work of our law enforcement community day in and day out on community policing, building trust and relationships between community and the people it serves. As a state representative these past 4 years, I've seen what the incredible work of men and women across the entire Commonwealth, what they do and how they contribute to making Massachusetts one of the safest states in this great country. My message to our recruits here today, as you leave us and go out to do incredible work, is to remember that same empathy, compassion, conviction, and dignity that you have treated your fellow classmates and faculty with day in and day out these past 4 years, and to use those same skills out there on the streets. The unfortunate nature of your job is that often when you arrive at a scene, you will be there on somebody's worst day, whether they are the victim or the perpetrator. I hope that you treat them with that same dignity and compassion that you would hope your loved one would be treated with. Small acts of kindness go a long way. Whether it's putting your hand on the shoulder of somebody who's grieving the loss of a loved one, or a small act of putting on your lights and helping a bride and groom cross a street on the way to their wedding. I promise you, from lived experience in both of those cases, those experiences will be remembered for a lifetime, and those in turn will help shape public attitudes towards law enforcement everywhere. Earlier this year, I had the just honor and privilege of showing up at your PT and training alongside of you for a couple of days. I did this not only to just absolutely humble and embarrass myself in front of a group of 20-year-olds in their physical prime, but I did it as a sign of both respect and gratitude for those officers that showed me that compassion and empathy in my most vulnerable moment, but I also did it out of respect for the career path that you have chosen and the sacrifices that you will make throughout your entire career. And I also do it as a gesture and a sincere hope that throughout your career, you will do the same, of putting aside perhaps the uniform and the suit and the tie for just a moment and putting yourself in somebody else's situation. Politicians and elected officials need to do much more of this. We need to bridge divides between those who serve our communities and our Commonwealth and its residents. And I would ask that you do the same. Don't ever let elected officials and community leaders wonder what it's like to be in your profession and what sacrifices you make day in and day out. Ensure that you have that communication with them and that you're corresponding with them throughout your career. Thank you for what you have done, what you will sacrifice, and everything it has taken for you to be here. To the families of those here today celebrating, congratulations. And to our recruits, congratulations and be safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Kushmarek. And now we will hear from Andrea Nardone, Chief of Training for the Municipal Police Training Committee.
Thank you. I only have about a half hour, so I'm just kidding. If I learned anything very quickly, it's that you don't actually want to listen to us, so wrap it up. On behalf of the Healy-Driscoll administration and Secretary Reedy of the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security, as well as the MPTC, I want to congratulate you on your graduation today. This has been a long 4 years and 4 months for you. It's certainly not been easy, but your resiliency and your desire to become a law enforcement officer got you to this day. But I also want you to look out and realize who helped you get there today, and they're sitting in front of you. They're your family, your significant others, your children, your grandparents, your friends, your academy directors, and your instructors, as well as the law enforcement community that has supported you. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Charles Plumb, and many of you probably in this room, especially on that side, know the story of Charles Plumb and who packs your parachute. And it is a phrase I use every single day, and I have in my career. And I just want to tell you the story of Charles Plumb, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. Charles was a Navy jet pilot in Vietnam. He was a fighter jet pilot, and he was shot down. He was a prisoner of war for 6 years, and when he was released, he survived the ordeal, and he speaks on the lessons learned in the experience. But one night, he was at dinner with his wife, and a man walked by his table and recognized him and said, "Oh, you're Charles Plumb. You survived." And he said, "Yes." And they had a little bit of conversation, and he said, "I know who you are. I packed your parachute that day." And I guess it worked. And Plumb went home that night, and he couldn't sleep. And he was wondering what that officer, that sailor, might have looked like to him on the Kitty Hawk when they were stationed on the Kitty Hawk. In his white uniform, his bib off the back, his bell-bottom trousers, in the bottom of the ship, at a wooden table, folding silks, packing parachutes for a fighter pilot that he may not know, but that he is hoping to keep him safe. And he thought, I'm a fighter pilot. I would have never said hello to him. I would have never acknowledged him. I would have never gone down below. I would have never thanked him because, he was just a sailor. So he thought long and hard about that, and he incorporates who packs your parachute into his speaking now. And what that means really is who does something to your day to make you a little bit safer, to make your day a little bit easier, to make your day a little bit better. And he asked people, who packed your parachute today? And I would suggest to you on stage that the people who pack your parachute every single day, through the 4 years in college, as well as the 4 months in this academy, are looking right back at you. And I just want you to understand that each one of us is touched by individuals who provide something to us every single day that we don't recognize and we don't acknowledge. So as you go about your day, when you start work tonight, tomorrow, or the next day, walk out the door and think about who's done something for you, an act of kindness that you didn't even recognize, and say hello to someone on the street. Say please, say thank you, and look them in the face when you do so. Take the time to recognize those who pack your parachute, your family, your significant others, your children, and going forward, your colleagues in your department. And remember each day to ask yourself, who packed your parachute, but whose parachute are you going to pack? So I want to wish you the best. You've done an amazing job. But as a law enforcement officer, it's all about the relationships you build. And I'm just going off of what the other two said earlier. Remember to stop and say hello and connect with your community. So best of luck to all of you.
Thank you, Ms. Nardone. It is now my pleasure to share my experience with the 7th ROC, or lucky number 7 as I've been calling them for the past 2 weeks. I knew the staff and I were in trouble week 2 when a staff instructor came into my office. Don't worry, you shall remain nameless. And they were sullen and informed me, this isn't working. Slight panic set in. And then I probed the question, what exactly wasn't working? Their response, it's really hard to be stern. They're really likable. But in fact, the 7th is very likable. They are thoughtful and considerate. They are independent thinkers and each very unique. For those who may not remember or know, the 7th ROC graduated high school in 2020 during the pandemic. There were no traditional ceremonies. There was no major send-off from their high schools. They started college on Zoom. And as the 4 years of college wore on, there were fewer and fewer students in their program. I cannot imagine being in their shoes. But you see, the recruits of the 7th ROC have heart, grit, and determination. And they have heard me remind them on probably too many occasions, these are the things you must have to make it as a police officer. But recruits, what I probably haven't told all of you is that you don't teach someone to have heart or grit or determination. It has to already reside in them. So as you leave the academy to serve your communities, I ask each of you to always lead with your heart and never give up. Thank you. Now on to the fun stuff. We will now present the class awards, and I'd like to invite Officer Richard of the Littleton Police Department to come forward to present the Physical Training Award. Physical training is done every morning of the academy. PT includes running, strength, and circuit training. Assessments are done in 4 categories: the 1.5-mile run, push-ups, a 4-arm plank, and a 300-meter sprint. This award goes to the recruit officer with the best overall score in all 4 areas by way of the Cooper standards. This year's PT award goes to Student Officer Jordan Gagliardi. I would now like to invite Lieutenant Boucher to help present the Academic Achievement Award. During the Academy, there are written and practical tests. These include criminal law, motor vehicle investigations, emergency vehicle operation, as well as a final exam. The recipient of the academic award has the highest GPA. This award goes to the student officer, Dominic Marabello. I would now like to ask Officer Minor to come forward to present the Firearms Achievement Award. The Firearm Pistol Achievement Award, or Top Gun, goes to the recruit who, in addition to their qualification, achieved the highest score in a timed course of fire. The Pistol Top Gun Award goes to Caleb Tolley. I would now like to invite Lieutenant LaMarche of the Fitchburg State University Police Department forward to present the Top Gun Rifle Award. In addition to training with pistols, the recruits also get a full week of training on rifles. The Top Gun Rifle Award goes to the recruit who scored the highest on a timed course of fire. The Top Gun Rifle Award goes to George Haddad. I would now like to ask Sergeant Giles to come forward to present the EVOC Award. EVOC stands for Emergency Vehicle Operation Course and is a week-long course that teaches the recruits how to operate patrol vehicles properly. This includes courses in precision, pursuits, backing up, turning, and braking. This award goes to the recruit with the best combined score on all of the driving courses. This year's EVOC award goes to Student Officer Alex Stiletto. Our final award is for leadership, and it will be presented by Detective Sergeant Lamoureux. This award can also be referred to as the 100% Award or Character Award. It is given to the recruit who is always prepared and gives their full effort to every aspect of the academy. Additionally, this recruit is someone who helped their classmates and took on extra responsibility without being asked to. They lead with their heart and humor and displayed maturity in difficult situations. The recipient of the Leadership Award is Student Officer Cooper Howell. How about one more round of applause for all our award winners? At this time, I would like to invite Class Leader Cooper Howell to give his address on behalf of the 7th ROC.
Thank you, Director. Good morning. My name is Cooper Howell, and I have had the privilege and honor to be the 7th ROC's class leader over the duration of our academy. I would first like to thank everyone sitting before me for being present today to celebrate the direct result of my class's hard work and dedication over the last 17 weeks. Something that I asked my classmates in the early weeks of our academy during PT as an attempt to keep us motivated was, who's at home rooting for you? I cannot express to you all how rewarding it is to be standing in front of the answer to that question here today. There's a quote from UFC fighter Conor McGregor that I read often throughout my time in the academy. It says, quote, "Your lack of commitment is almost an insult to the people who believe in you," end quote. I can assure each and every one of you in this room that not one of my classmates lacks the commitment, determination, or mental strength to succeed in what they set their minds to, no matter how challenging it may be. As a whole, we have persevered through some of the most physically and mentally challenging days we've faced over the last 17 weeks. I think that one of our class's biggest strengths is our ability to embrace change and improvise and adapt as needed. I told myself that I wasn't going to talk about COVID, but being the high school graduating class of 2020, I feel as though it's necessary. Dealing with a worldwide pandemic during the time that we were graduating high school and supposed to be starting college allowed us to understand that everything is fluid and turned upside down at a moment's notice. We were presented with an unprecedented situation and took it in stride and figured it out. It gave us the ability to become problem solvers, which will be crucial for the rest of our lives as we start our careers in law enforcement. I also think that COVID proved where our ambitions lied. While most people our age were taking gap years or no longer planning on going to college because of what was going on, this group of officers stayed locked in and committed their next 4 years to getting where we are today. Navigating things like coming to college alone because we couldn't bring our parents, doing Zoom calls for class while being in our dorm rooms, and trying to meet new people during a time where we weren't necessarily supposed to be was not an easy road, but we once again took it for what it was and made it here today. While COVID is one of the strangest parts of our lives, I feel as though the lessons we learned from it are invaluable and will be nothing short of beneficial for us. I also think it'll give us some pretty good back in my day stories. These gloves are not helping. With the nightmare of a year that 2020 was, it also brought high amounts of political unrest, especially in the world of law enforcement. It was a time of distrust and tension between law enforcement and the members of our nation. Not many people were particularly fond of the police, with most thinking that we were some sort of monsters. Rather than make what could have been a very smooth transition into the traditional criminal justice track and away from the police concentration of this program, the 10 new officers sitting in front of you decided to stand fast. I think that speaks volumes to the type of people that my classmates are and shows how dedicated they were to what they knew to be their calling. During a time that a simple bachelor's degree in criminal justice could have landed us in plenty of different places with an abundance of options, we opted not to take the path of least resistance. This program is truly like no other. Through 4 years of undergrad work, it prepared us academically and gave us an advantage that officers in traditional police academies don't get. not just because we had a degree, but because we had been attending specific classes and getting specific curriculum on areas that aren't normally covered until you reach the academy. It gave us a leg up in numerous areas of study, and it gave us a better idea of what was happening when we got here. It also gave us credits towards our master's degree, which we'll be pursuing in the coming years. This program and its instructors truly set you up for success. Before I wrap this up, I'd like to just make a few well-deserved thank yous. To Director Owasaki, thank you for coming into your role head first and believing in this program. You came in your position in January with the start of an academy in 5 months, and you did not hesitate to hit the ground running. Your passion for the field is evident, and we wouldn't be here today without you. To our PT and drill staff, thank you for showing us what we're capable of when we believe in ourselves and how to always win the mental game. You've taught us that we can achieve whatever we set our minds to as long as we stay disciplined and motivated. You never let us get complacent, even on week 16, and you taught us how to be confident in ourselves but to always remain humble. To Chief Cloutier of the University Police Department, thank you for always advocating us and everything you've done behind the scenes. To the sponsoring agencies of my classmates and myself, thank you for seeing what you believe to be good traits of future police officers. I can assure you that this program won't let you down, and neither will the new officers sitting in front of you. To the family and friends of my classmates and myself, thank you for being the support system that we needed and will continue to need throughout our careers. You played a monumental role in pushing to get us here today, whether you know that or not. Finally, to my classmates, thank you for trusting in me to be your class leader and for the bond that we have all created over the last 17 weeks. They have been some of the best yet most challenging days of my life, and I'm grateful I was able to experience them with you. The 4 years and 17 weeks we've spent at this school have held plenty of ups, downs, laughs, literal blood, sweat, and tears, and some of the best memories that we'll have made in our lives. I can't think of a way I'd rather them gone, and I wouldn't change a thing. Our time here can truly only be described in one word: outstanding. Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask President Hodge to join me in the presentation of the class plaque.
Thank you to the 7th ROC plaque, and the plaque will be displayed in the Academy building for all the new recruits and for the recruits coming back to be on full display in the McKay building. The class is now ready to receive their certificates. These certificates recognize their successful completion of not only the 17-week academy, but also their recognition of 4 years of study and discipline at Fitchburg State University. The pinning of the badges will follow the presentation of the certificates. Badge pinners and family will come forward once the recruits have received their certificates and are in front of the stage. You will then be invited up to pin their badges and then take photos. We ask you to hold your applause until all of the certificates in the row have been presented. At this time, I would ask Andrea and Director to prepare for the presentation of the certificates. First squad leader, Jordan Gagliardi. Hunter Luby. Alex Stellato. Cameron Byrne. George Haddad. Nothing to do with the pinning. Badge pinners and designated family members, please come forward. Officer Jordan Gagliardi of the Chatham Police Department is being pinned by her parents Tiffany and Rudy Gagliardi and her sister Michaela. Hunter Luby of the Northborough Police Department is being pinned by his parents Michael and Kerry Luby and grandfather John Luby and sister Emma. Alex Stellato of the Townsend Police Department is being pinned by his wife Angelina Davis. Cameron Byrne of the Upton Police Department is being pinned by his parents Steve and Kathleen Byrne and his grandfather Morris Byrne. George Haddad of the Nantucket Police Department is being pinned by his parents Walid Haddad, Lena Kunda, his sister Natalie, and girlfriend Amanda Madnant. You can go ahead and pin. Let's have a round of applause for our first squad.
Squad. Left, face. Forward, march. Left, face. Second squad, on feet. Second squad, right, face.
Second squad leader, Robert Lee. Dominic Marabello. Caleb Tolley. Justin Capuccio. Cooper Howell. Badge pinners and designated family members, please come forward. Officer Robert Lee of the Billerica Police Department is being pinned by his parents, retired Deputy Chief Richard Lee and former Officer Susan Lee. Officer Dominic Marabello of the Sudbury Police Department is being pinned by his parents, Frank and Tina Marabello, his brother Anthony, and his girlfriend Haley Whitenet. Officer Caleb Tolley of the Dennis Police Department is being pinned by his parents, Eric and Deanne Tolley, and brother Declan. Officer Capuccio of the Hopkinton Police Department is being pinned by his mother, Diane Capuccio, and his brother, Kyle. Officer Cooper Howell of the Fairhaven Police Department is being pinned by his parents, Kevin and Nicole Howell. Let's have a round of applause for our second squad.
Squad, stand. Left, feet. Forward, pop.
I present to you the 7th recruit officer class of the Fitchburg State University Police Academy. At this time, I would like to invite Chief Michael Cloutier of the Fitchburg State University Police Department to administer the oath of honor.
And now, as a statement of your affirmation to uphold the high standards required of law enforcement, I ask that you take the law enforcement oath of honor. I also invite any member of law enforcement present today to also stand and take the oath. And jointly, we will reaffirm our commitment to perform our jobs ethically, with honor and integrity. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. On my honor.
On my honor.
I will never betray my integrity.
I will never betray my integrity.
My character or the public trust.
My character or the public trust.
I will always have the courage to hold myself
I will always have the courage to hold myself
and others accountable for our actions.
and others accountable for our actions.
I will always maintain the highest ethical standards
I will always maintain the highest ethical standards
and uphold the values of my community and the agency I serve.
and uphold the values of my community and the agency I serve.
Congratulations, 7th ROC. It is a tradition in military and paramilitary organizations to use a guidon to identify a unit or a platoon by the insignia on their flag. The 7th designed their class guidon and have carried it for the duration of the academy. At this time, their graduation, the 7th ROC's guidon will be retired back to the academy, where it shall be on display along with their plaque. We now ask the class guidon bearer, George Haddad, to come forward and present the guidon to the academy staff. To conclude our ceremony, I now ask Detective Sergeant Lamoureux to dismiss the 7th ROC for the final time.